Greetings there, fellas. The Latin countries in Europe are Spain, Italy, France, Romania, and Moldavia. Those are the Latin countries in Europe that were invaded by the Romans, mostly. And they have their culture and language based upon the Latin culture, which is of the Roman civilization. As you know, the Sumerian civilization party was the communist, and Russia is supposed to play the role of the communist party with the Soviet Union and all of that. I agree upon the Sumerian party, the communism, because it is integrated by a few elite who command in the government. And why is that I agree with? It's because most of the people are not educated enough to rule or to vote who to govern the country. That's why the few who are educated, illustrated, must govern the state. Another thing that I was thinking of is that when, as you know, the spaceships that were flying in the sky taught the Native Americans who were brought from Siberia into the Bering Stretch to first in North America and then South America. They were watching the sky and the spaceships of the Anunnakis that were in Antarctica placed. And these beings, these entities from the sky, taught the Native Americans to build monuments, pyramids, and stuff that would rely into the stars, a lineage with the stars and asteroids, which is mathematics and physics. There was a movie that I watched a long time ago, Diabolic Treatment, with Alain Delon in France. They were uh, capturing Moors of Portugal to France to work in that clinic. And the doctors, the lead of the clinic, used to read the Aztecs and the Mayans sacrifices. And the doctors, the lead of the clinic in France, in that Isle of France, in the French Riviera, uh, kill the Moors who are not intelligent enough to rebel against the elite in the clinic. They are just slaves, Moors, and kill them and make the cells in the chemical lab to elaborate new cells that could be composed in the blood of the doctors and make them young, never to fade away in their health. The there was supposed to be a when the French Napoleon sold their territory of Louisiana in 1803 to Thomas Jefferson. Why they did that? Because they didn't want the Spanish or the British to be ruling over it, but the Americans. The French gave that territory to the Americans. The Louisiana territory, which was composed of many countries in the middle and south of the United States. As you know, Albert Pike wrote the global system prophecy of the three world wars and how capitalism and communism would be ruling over it. It was all it was all created by the Masons and the Illuminati. The Illuminati was founded in Deutschland in 1776 by Adam Weishaupt. And they carried the knowledge of the all I seen, the all I seen of Ra in the $1 money. And there it says Novus Ordo Seclorum in Latin, which is New World Order. It's very clearly to see that we are under the pyramid, we are the masses, the slaves of the system. Just a few people control the world. And it's nice to see that as you know the Zionists which control the world, the Zionist families, Soros is within that group, already left Europe. I don't know where did he go, but already left Europe. And he was in the politics. He was chief of all the newspapers, presses in all around Europe, and he was commanding the global agenda to do the progressive stuff that they were led to. And that's why Europe is getting migrants, massive quantity of migrants into the southern countries of Europe like Italy and Spain, Portugal, Greece, Turkey. And why is that? Because it's headed with the Mediterranean Sea and Africa and Middle East all over it. That's why the migrants invade those southern countries of Europe, and already the Nazi groups are waking up all around Europe to stop these migrants, the Africans and the Middle Easterns, to enter Europe. In Sweden, they burn the Quran Bible of the Islamic religion. Actually, Sweden is getting rid of all religions, and that's a nice thing to do because it notes that Swedish people are awakened and that they will not let invade any religion into their countries. That's a nice thing. You know, the Jewish people speak the Yiddish language, which is alike as the English, German, no, not German, English, Danish, Swedish, and Yiddish. Yiddish is the language spoken by the Jewish people, and it's alike those languages. And why is that? Because actually the Jews are the Vikings. The Jews are the Vikings, and they acquired that religion, the Torah, because the Vikings were not fools. They were smart enough to know that they will be ruling all over the world with the Torah, the Jewish religion, because of the runics of the Vikings. The Hebrew alphabet is made out of the Viking runics. That's why the language, the Yiddish, is the same as English, Swedish, and Danish. In Denmark, there is a territory called Jutland, and Ju means Jutland Electric Wotan. So the Jews originated in Jutland in Denmark. That's why the Danish people are the real uh, nihilist people, the real nihilist people of the Nietzsche philosophy. The Danish people are. And well, Copenhagen means where they meet, Copenhagen, where they meet. And Denmark means point of control. So all the words have an etymology. And you know that the Christmas fest was created in Norway in December, not because Jesus Christ died, but because the cold and the full moon was stuck in the Scandinavian countries during December. So that's why Christmas is celebrated, and why is the Santa Claus giving gifts to everyone? Because it's a way to relieve the pain of the cold and have a happy ambient amongst the families in Scandinavian countries, and that's why they created that mythology. But indeed, there was a guy who did that, so it's based upon a novel. Well, that's all for today, fellas. Bye bye.